Autogen Studio installation and using Groq or running Autogen locally with Ollama. Hello guys, today I want to share with you an interesting video, hopefully. First of all, we will cover how to install Autogen Studio because many people contacted me actually via LinkedIn and Facebook and asked about Autogen Studio. It's a more intuitive and easier way to start using Autogen and hop on the agentic train. People who don't have experience with code will definitely find installing Autogen Studio easier. I decided to give Autogen Studio a go the other day after I spoke with a friend in a co-working space, and we discussed different topics related to strategy. And during our discussion, I realized, although I kind of knew, sometimes you need to be reminded of what you already know. I got reminded of how useful it is to conduct a conversation with someone who asks you good questions. And then I decided, okay, why not use an LLM to ask me good questions? And sometimes leveraging just ChatGPT or Copilot for having a conversation isn't enough. So I decided, okay, let's try to build an agent, a specific agent that is an expert in strategy, and discuss with him. And then I decided, okay, let's build it using Autogen and using Autogen Studio, which I haven't used for a while. So in this video, first of all, I will show you how to use Autogen using Groq or using Ollama, so you can run it completely free and locally. And after we will take care of installation, I will show you the conversations that I had with an agent. It was pretty helpful, to be honest. It was discussions that I had with the agent, and I really invested time and thought into the questions, and if I was as if I was discussing with a real human being or a real mentor, and I really liked the direction it went, and it was pretty helpful. So I want to share it with you guys just to give you like inspiration of how you can brainstorm or use an agent to help you think and develop strategies or overcome any dilemmas. So first thing first, how to install Autogen Studio. Pretty straightforward, especially now that there is this website which is called autogen-studio.com. I don't know if it's related to the Autogen team, to the Microsoft team, but I guess I don't know. But never mind. The instructions are very straightforward. You need to have Python installed. You need to have Conda installed. Then the next step, you need to open Miniconda or Conda. So Conda, Miniconda. Then you run this command, Conda create Autogen Studio Python equals 3.11. I already did this, so I'm not going to show you, but basically you paste it here. After you do so, you paste this, Conda activate. You need to activate the environment. It will take a while. In my case, as I said, I already installed it, but it will take like 2 or 3 minutes. Afterwards, you need to you need to add the API keys, assuming that you're using OpenAI, so you need to add API keys. So if you're using Linux or Mac, so you write export open API key and your API keys. If you're using Windows, you write, instead of export, you write set. And that's pretty much it. You're good to go. You need to install Autogen. Pip install Autogen. Again, you paste it here. I already installed it, so I won't install it again. And then this command will open Autogen Studio. After you click this command, you will see this screen, which basically tells you where exactly is Autogen located, which is probably this URL. And you open this URL, which I already opened, and you will have it right here. So I won't go over all the UI. It's pretty self-explanatory. In the build section, you can create skills. Then over here, you can add models. Over here, you can create agents. And here you can create workflows, which are basically group conversation or one-on-one conversations. And in the playground, you initiate the workflows, the conversations. I did want to show you how to use Groq or Ollama. So let's say we want to use Groq. So this is the example. You come here, you click new model, you give the model name. In this case, I'm using Groq, and I'm using Llama free, using Llama free 70B from Groq. So I just copied the model name. Then you add the API keys from Groq. You can find it over here, your specific API in the console.groq.com/keys. This is the model name. This is the base URL that you need to paste over here, api.groq.com/openai/v1. And here you give it just a description for yourself. After you've added these details, you hit the test model and you see if the model is actually, like, if these credentials are correct. If so, you will get this notification, model tested successfully. So this is the case if you want to add a model from Groq. And if you want to add a model locally, what you have to do is basically you need to install Ollama. So I'm assuming that you already installed it. If you didn't, you come here, ollama.com, download based on the relevant operating system that you have, whether it's Microsoft Linux or Mac, Linux, or Microsoft Windows. Then you pull a model. You can just select whichever model you would like to pull. Llama 3, for example. So you go to command line. Then you paste this and it will download the relevant model. So now that you have the model, you can use it also in Autogen Studio. You come here, new model. In this case, I've used Code Chat. You add the API key, which is Ollama. As you can see here, this is the base URL, and here you give it a name, Ollama Code Chat. Testing the model, and you will see in a moment that the notification that this was successful and we are good to go. After we added the relevant models, obviously you can add GPT-4 or Claude or whatever you'd like. Let's close this because it's already fine and I don't want to waste time. Then you can come and create an agent. You can create a user proxy agent or a primary assistant. New agent, you give it a name, you give it an agent description, you give it the system message. These are like the more important things that you need to add. The models that you would like to use, the temperature and the skill. Bear in mind the description is, okay, the description, in simple terms, the description of an agent is a one-line description of the agent, and this is how other agents perceive this agent. So let's say I have a coding agent. So the agent description is an agent that that has a specialty in writing Python code. So this line will be the description of this agent that other agents in the group will see and know. So if the conversation is dynamic and one agent, let's say the manager of the team, now needs an agent that knows how to code Python, so he will know to ask the specific question that agent, because based on his description, he's the agent that knows how to code. On the other hand, the system message is the agent description, but this is the description that you send to the agent. And basically, this is what you explain. I mean, this is how you explain the message, the agent, how it needs to behave. So if I need to clarify, description is the description of the agent that all the other agents see, and the system message is your guidance to the agent on how he needs to respond, how he needs to behave and react. I hope this is clear. So description, other agents is what other agents see. System message is the instructions to the specific agents. So you can create as many agents as you'd like over here. Then in the workflow, you can just create a workflow. Basically, you give it a name, you decide the summary method, which is not crucial to be honest, and then you add agents over here. And I won't go over all the aspects because you can just read the tooltip and play around with this. And this is not the purpose of the video, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I created this strategy workflow. Basically has myself and another agent, which is the Porter agent, based on the famous strategist Porter. I think he was called Michael Porter. But basically, you are a helpful AI assistant specializing in strategy. Your goal is to provide strategic advice and challenge the user's thinking. When solving tasks, focus on strategic insights and ask probing questions to refine the user's approach. Following these guidelines, understanding the problem, gather sufficient information about the problem, ask clarifying questions to understand the context, goals, and constraints. Strategic analysis. Analyze the problem from a strategic perspective. Consider factors such as market trends, competitive landscape, target audience, and potential risks. Challenging assumptions. Identify and challenge any assumptions the user may have. Ask questions that encourage the user to think critically and consider alternative viewpoints. Providing insightful advice. Offer strategic advice based on your analysis. Ensure your suggestions are actionable and considers the user's specific context. Iterative feedback. Encourage an iterative approach. Ask follow-up questions to refine the strategy and ensure it aligns with the user's objective. When providing advice, focusing on strategic insights and ask questions that prompt deeper thinking. Do not provide coding or technical solutions. Your role is to help the user develop a robust strategy through thoughtful guidance and critical questioning. So this is how I told the agent he needs to behave, and this is how other agents will perceive him, assuming that this was a group conversation, although in this case it's only me and this specific agent. Okay, so this was how I created this workflow, and then I came here to the playground and I just initiated the conversation. And I told him, I need your help with choosing an investment route. And then it responded, I'd be happy to help you explore your investment options. To better understand your situation, could you please provide some more information? What are your investment goals? Are you looking for short-term gains or long-term growth? Do you have a specific amount of money you're looking to invest? A specific time frame in mind? Are there any specific assets, classes, or investment vehicles that interest you? Lastly, what is your risk tolerance? Are you comfortable with the possibility of losing some of or all of your money? Once I have a better understanding, I will give you a better advice. So I decided to take this seriously and really have the conversation as if he was like my strategic advisor. So I really answered him. This was kind of short, but later on you see that I invested more in the answer. So I just told him, I'm thinking of real estate and some crypto. I'd like to allocate 100K. And then he said, you're considering investing 100K in real estate and cryptocurrencies. That's a significant amount and it's essential to make informed decisions to maximize your returns. Before we dive into specifics, let's take a step back and assess your investment goals and risk tolerance. Can you tell me what are your investment goals? How much risk are you willing to take? What is the time horizon? Also, have you considered the diversification? And then I answered him, long term, don't want to take risk, not sure about time horizon, probably 3 to 5 years. So then he said, you're considering, so he kind of mirrored me, you're considering investing 100K in real estate and cryptocurrency with a relatively low risk approach and a time horizon of 3 to 5 years. Before we dive into specific, let's clarify a few things. What are your investment goals? Are you looking for passive income, capital appreciation, or a combination of both? How important is liquidity to you? Are you open to exploring other investments? Regarding real estate, are you considering direct property or investing in REITs? For cryptocurrency, are you looking to invest in a specific token or coin or preferred a diverse portfolio? Lastly, have you considered diversifying your investment across different asset classes? So I told him, first of all, I'm looking for capital appreciation. I don't need the liquidity. I'm set on this. So I'm set on crypto and real estate, perhaps a bit more investment in stocks S&P. About real estate, I don't want REIT, I want to buy a place. About crypto, I only want to invest in Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin. Yeah, pretty much that's it. And let's see what it responded. So it mirrored me. And now, regarding crypto, okay, so until here it was the mirroring, and then the next question. Before we dive deeper, I have a few questions to clarify your goals and preferences. What's your target ROI for this allocation? Are you looking for a specific percentage or more general goals such as beating the inflation? How important is diversification within your real estate investment? Within your crypto allocation, do you have a preferred weighting or distribution among ETH, Solana, and B2C? And are there any specific risks or concerns you have about investing in these? So I responded, let's aim for 10% growth year over year. I'm not a pig, but I want to beat inflation and earn some. Then I said, I think I want to buy one property, prefer less headache. I don't want to buy different properties, only one. For crypto, I think I prefer Ethereum, BTA, BTC, and then Solana, but it's just a guess, not well educated. I just like the utility of Ethereum. And 4, yes, I don't know much about crypto space. These are the risks. He asked me regarding the risks. So I told him, I don't know much about crypto, although I do, but I don't know much about crypto, and I don't have much experience with buying real estate, especially not here in Georgia. So he responded to me. Then there was like a hiccup, so I told him, are you here? So he said yes. I sent him the context again, and he answered. Before we proceed, I have a few questions to refine your strategy. Are you open to exploring other real estate options such as crowdfunding or real estate mutual fund, etc.? How do you plan to manage the property? What's your understanding of the current crypto space? And are you willing to educate yourself on crypto space? So I said, nope, I want to buy. I don't mind managing the property. My wife is an architect, and I want to buy something nearby, so something close that I can also go and manage and touch the walls. I don't know much about the crypto space these days, and yes, sure, but I don't want to invest too much time into learning the crypto space. So I don't mind investing capital to get a course, but I don't want to like really make this my profession. So it mirrored me, and then he told me, here are some suggestions. Allocate 60 to 70% of your 100K to physical property, considering the down payment, closing cost, and any renovations. Allocate 20 to 30% to crypto, divided among ETH, B2C, and Solana. This will give you exposure to the crypto market while limiting your risk. Consider setting aside a small portion, 5 to 10%, for education and resources to help you stay informed about the crypto market and property management. And then he said, to further refine your strategy, I have a few more questions. Have you considered the location and type of property you'd like to buy? How will you finance the property purchase? And are you open to exploring different crypto investments, such as dollar cost averaging or setting a fixed investment schedule? So I told him, yeah, I want to buy in the same neighborhood I live in, which is Vaca in Tbilisi, Georgia. I'm thinking of taking a mortgage. Would be interested to hear your perspective about it. Dollar cost averaging for crypto sounds like a good idea. And then it responded. This was what was the response? Okay, it sounds like you're looking. Okay, I think I paused it. Okay, so it said here, regarding the mortgage, it's a common approach to financing a property purchase. However, it's essential to carefully consider the terms, interest rate, and repayment schedule to ensure it aligns with your financial goals and risk tolerance. Have you thought about how you'll manage the mortgage payments, and do you have a rough estimate of how much you'll need to borrow? Regarding your crypto investment, DCA is a great strategy to reduce the impact of market volatility. By investing a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, you'll be buying more units when the price is low and fewer units when the price is high. This approach can help you smooth out market fluctuation and avoid emotional decisions based on short-term market movements. Here are a few more questions. And in this, and here I decided to pause because I didn't want this video to become too long. But I'm obviously going to keep on having this conversation with the agent, because at least for me, I don't know if you find this, if you found this video helpful or boring. I guess that if you've been watching until now, you did find it helpful, because otherwise you just would have probably left the video. But for me, it was helpful because usually when I have these conversations with the LLM, I don't invest much into giving the responses. When I build automation, yeah, I do invest in refining the code and giving better prompts. But it's been a while since I've used the LLM to really have a conversation, and having the LLM as an objective mentor. And in this case, although it might seem tedious, because he's only asking me questions all the time, but to be honest, these questions are great because they help me clear my mind and think better, and think about all the alternatives. And if I had like a real life mentor asking me these questions, I would be pretty happy, because these are very wise questions. Yeah, it is kind of somewhat tedious or might feel boring, because we often just want, a direct answer, but life isn't black and white. It's always context dependent. So the fact that he's asking me great questions and expecting my responses based on my specific context is actually very helpful. And this is why I wanted to share it with you guys, because I think that although it's very straightforward, it's also very overlooked. People don't use these LLMs enough as just objective companions for more logical thinking and developing your critical thinking muscle. So this is why I was so impressed by or enjoyed this conversation so much, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I guess that's it for today. I didn't intend this video to be so long, and I'm not sure exactly if you guys will find it interesting or not, but whatever, I guess. leave your response and your impression in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, obviously like it and subscribe if you haven't yet. And yeah, if you have any questions, obviously let me know in the comment section. And until next time, keep on automating.